Together with some friends, I'm participating in this ceremony. We share a common interest in and enthusiasm for the Bush people, the original inhabitants of Southern Africa. Patricia Binnican, South African. Megan Bieseler, American. Frans Prins, South African. And Tilman Lensen-Erz, German. Mabi is a traditional healer. A Sangoma, as his people, the Zulus in South Africa, would call him. Mabi has a special relationship to the Bush people, and he wants to honor them through this ceremony. For him, they belong to the spirits of his ancestors, who appear to him in his dreams.
Saphinda khona la nginantshana lephupho basakhana bekhala khona lephuphe nimi ngithi ngaphupha ngisemncane ngaphupha le ndawo ngangihamba ngumfana kodwa ngakhuluma ukuthi nje into wami mfuna ngizokwenza umnikelo la entabeni ngangisenomama nobaba besaphila bayala lonto bathi hayi ngeke siyenze lonto asazi iqhaza ukuthini ayike kwadlula ngakhula ngithe mase ngiyinsizwa nje kwafika iphupho bengihlushwa iphupho ke la esiphethweni la esiphethweni lesiphethweni ngangithi nengiphuza khona noma ngiyovimba inkomo noma ngiyapha ngiphupha bese ngingene emlonyeni enyoka umthombeni bathi sizi umthombo ngesizulu esiphethweni ngingene emlonyeni enyoka enkulu inyoka ngofika la kunabantu labantu kuthiwa nokushuka babengabizwa ngesikhathi sethu isikhulu labantu okuthiwa abathwa bala kulomhlaba bala ngaphansi hayi ngaphezulu bala bahleli nanje bala labantu laba ngikhombisa khona lenkomo labantu lensizwa zinengalo zinehluzi ziyaqimbile futhi azigqokile azifaki lento ziqimbile nje zibhince ngezansi kuphela imsubele zifakile zibhince lo msubela kuphela hayi ukuthi ufake ingubo kanje engayifaki ingubo hleli ngumzimba wazo zicebile nenkomo yakhona imfishane ingaka nesihlahla notshani kubuhlaza kuthe kuhle la kulelizwe kwathiwa ke nangu umthi ofana nempepho ofana nangu umthi welapha ukuthi ukuthi lona welapha ukuthi nokuthi
It was the Bush people in his dream that brought Mabi, the black healer, the knowledge of healing. What do the Bush people bring to us? What fascinates us about them? Is it their relationship to our common ancestors, the hunters and gatherers? Is it their extraordinary rock paintings? Or is it perhaps because they conjure up the early man within each of us? With these questions in mind, I set off with my friends on this journey to South Africa, Botswana and Namibia. Our first goal there is the Brandberg, on the edge of the Namib Desert. The water reserves at the Brandberg have drawn people to it for thousands of years. But although the hunters and gatherers, the Bush people, disappeared from here long ago, they left something behind for us, a vast treasure of rock paintings. Tilman and Marie Lensen-Erz and their fellow workers approach the so-called snake shelter. Their work is the continuation of a project that was begun by the Austrian Harold Pager in 1977. Pager had undertaken the immense task of documenting every single one of the rock paintings in the Brandberg. Tillman and Mari work like detectives, examining innumerable sites with rock paintings that together make up an immense, mysterious prehistoric archive. They are trying to find a path into the past lives of the people who used to live here. The rock paintings in the Brandberg are between 2,000 and 6,000 years old.
Okay, Kontext, also...
Andere Fundstellen, ja. Die eine, diese da drüben, die sieht man ja sogar. Und dann die anderen sind ja da oben. Also das ist randlich, ne? Das ist eine randliche Lage. Hier ist natürlich der Hauptfries. Und da ist ja auch alles drin, ne? Da ist ja...
Unglaublich, was hier alles
alle Tiere, da fehlt ja keines so ungefähr von denen, die wir kennen. Und dann in so ungewöhnlich Posen wie hier dieses Zebra, ne? So abgehoben. Die Vorderbeine ganz unnatürlich eingeschlagen. Der Mensch, der die Wand hochgeht, sowas findest du kein zweites Mal im ganzen Brandberg. Ja, und dann halt massenhaft Tiere. Ne? Da ist ja praktisch wie in so einem Lexikon. Hier drin steckt der ganze Kosmos der Menschen, die ganze Kosmologie, wie sie die Welt verstanden haben und wie die Welt für sie aufgebaut war, ist letzten Endes auch in diesen kleinen Bausteinen, die sich in jedem einzelnen Tier hier zusammensetzen, verankert. Nur so konnten sie ihr Wissen natürlich auch wahren, dass sie das festgehalten haben und jeder dann dieses Wissen wiederholt hat, wiedergehört hat, erzählt bekommen hat, innerhalb von Riten, durch Geschichten und dergleichen, das immer wieder aufgenommen wurde.
Okay. Ja. Ja, so ist mooi. Diesmal ist das Silber. Okay. Bei der Wind.
Mach auch mal ein Detail von dem Kopf von der Kirche.
Ja, mach mal gerade, das hier ist auch gut.
Harold Parger died in 1985. In the 8 years prior to his death, he had recorded 43,000 figures from 900 sites onto over 6 kilometers of drawing paper, thereby probably creating the most comprehensive documentation about rock paintings in the world.
Es ist ein seltenes Glück, wenn man noch einmal in der Natur leben kann, darf, wenn man unter Sonne und Mond leben kann, nicht abgeschlossen in einem Haus, nicht in eine große Stadt hineingepfercht mit Millionen anderer Menschen. Wenn man hier auf einem großen Berg lebt, das ist ja fast, als ob der Berg mir gehören würde. Es ist ein fantastisches Leben. Ich finde immer, ich werde zum größten Teil mit Sonnenaufgängen und Sonnenuntergängen bezahlt.
Harold Parger worked in the Brandberg like a man possessed, under the most difficult conditions, finding and measuring hundreds of sites. He copied thousands of rock paintings in the most minute detail. I often ask myself what it was that drove Parger to undertake such immense and strenuous work. Was it simply academic ambition? I found a possible answer in his diary. I was amazed to find that Parger not only wrote about the work he did during the day, but also about the dreams he had at night. I came across a dream he described in September 1979. Parger recounts how he meets a couple of friends. I told them about my scientific work, but that now I was occupied by the true work, and this was not just rock paintings. To show them what I meant, I took them to the Stone Age sanctuary, a room formed by giant boulders. At the one end there was a bed of grass on the floor, framed in stones. It was here that the god made his sacrifices every month. As I read Parger's dream, I began to understand better. His work was not simply the rock paintings. His dream spoke of another kind of work, the real work, of a god who offered sacrifices. For Parger, the Brandberg had become, as manifested in his dream, a Stone Age sanctuary, and its treasure trove of paintings a window to eternity. It seemed to me that behind Parger's intense search for the rock paintings of the bush people, there was, as perhaps for many others like him, the quest for a religious dimension. The next step of our journey takes us back to South Africa, to the Drakensberg. In the Drakensberg, the bush people were the first inhabitants, just as they had been all over southern Africa. But from here too, they have long since disappeared. And here, just as in the Brandberg, what remained were countless shelters with unique rock paintings. We are heading for a cave called Storm Shelter, which was discovered only recently. Patricia Winnecombe and Franz Prince are part of our group. Patricia devoted many years of her life to researching the rock paintings in the Drakensberg. Today she lives in Australia. Franz is an anthropologist. One day he told me that he had discovered people here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal whose ancestors were bush people, secret bush people as he calls them. These people often deny their origins because the bush people were always held in contempt by whites and blacks alike and relegated to the lowest level of the social ladder. One of these people is Masudukeni Majola, who climbs up with us to the storm shelter. His mother was one of the bush people. Some of his ancestors were rainmakers, and his grandfather was one of the last bushmen in the southern Drakensberg who still painted. Masudukeni works as a hired hand on a daily basis for various farmers. For Patricia and me, it is our first visit to a bushman cave with someone for whom it is a sacred place. The spirits of his ancestors are still alive here.
David, can you ask Msilunuka, when you sit in this place here and you look at all these paintings, who do they belong to? Who are the owners of these paintings?
Xa ngaba ujonge apha kwezinto zonke ezenziwe apha, ngaba ezi zinto zezikabani ucinga uba kubani umniniso?
kuThixo wasifakela umphefumulo sisonke apha emhlabeni.
And if God inspired them, who actually made these paintings?
Zabhalwa ngabantu bakulomama ebathweni.
On our way to this cave, he conducted a little ritual ceremony. And why did he do that?
Ndenza laa msebenzi bendenza phaya emfuleni ide ndinqule ndifake ngolaa hlobo wafaka ngalo afundiswa ngalo ngumama. Ewe, laa nto bendiyenza zeke ndithi andihambe ngolu hlobo futhi fingifingi yokuchapachapa andicatsha kwenzeke kungabi njalo. Ewe, kuba kaloku uya umane uphindelela ujoyine uba kaloku lo msebenzi lo unzima. Uba usebenze namhlanje nakusasa ingaba usebenze. Ewe, xa uyabona uba kunzima, abantu abalimi, intona bahleli nje abayazi noba bazawutyala noba bazawutyala bazawulima ntoni. Kulapho ke ndisokola khona. Yikho le nto uba ke ngoku rayithi ndingahambi kakhulu nabantu abaninzi, ndihamba ndodwa. Kodwa salimuthi inkosi ibone, babone abantu belima bebopha imankomo belima. Ndiyabanceda ndibenzela udanke. Ewe, udanke uba ndicinga ntoni, ndinezizukulwana, ewe, noonyana ngoku bayalima. Bayalima ndicingela bona.
When the Bushmen lived in this cave, how did they actually live?
Babethatha itolo